we're going to be talking about fighting 4 ways. All teenagers love to fight. Love is the action word here. There is nothing you can do about it. You just have to sort of join and play with them. But if you have some techniques that you can do so things don't get out of control, then you can look forward to some of those fights, because really this is your teens showing you that they're thinking for themselves. So that's the good way of looking at fighting. So fight number 1. If your kid is just having that sort of mild attitude, sarcasm, maybe they had a bad day and you ask them some question that they find silly and they give you kind of an attitude in the way back, sometimes those are just not even worth getting into. And I know sometimes parents will see, you don't have to talk to me in that tone of voice, and get kind of bent out of shape on that one, and then it turns into, I didn't talk to you that way, and and it turns into a longer fight. The short way of dealing with just the kind of the mild, a little mouthy, is to use a little humor, a little sarcasm, maybe go up to your teen after they've said something and just go, oh, you pinch their cheek and go, you're so cute, when you try to act like all badass with me. But put your arm around them. Don't allow them to make this into something bigger than it is. This can be just a simple little hug and a, kind of a funny comment. You're done. Okay? It's fight number 1. Fight number 2. Many times parents have to say no. Okay? There's just no way around it. You have to say no. When you say no, to expect that your teen is going to, Mom, Dad, thanks for saying no. You did the right thing. No, they're going to be mad at you. They're going to be frustrated. So your job right now is to understand that they are disappointed. Okay? You don't have to fight with them about their disappointment. You don't have to defend. If you feel very clear about the fact that whatever you said no to, maybe they wanted to go to a concert during the week or a sleepover when they have to get up early the next day, whatever it is, you have thought about it, you believe that your no is the right answer, then you can kind of be on their side about it. Because if you start to defend yourself, they say, well, everybody else's parents, let them go. And you say, well, I'm not everybody else's parents. And you get into a fight. It escalates into something way bigger than it needed to be. So when you have to say no for a very good reason, you've stated what that reason is, now you can just be on their side. Now you can say, honey, I get you're disappointed. I know you're really frustrated. I know that's not what the answer that you were looking for. And then you do a little shoulder shrug and you're done. Okay? It's fighting way number 2. Fighting way number 3. We're going up the ladder here of escalation. Sometimes our kids know exactly how to push our buttons. And if you are a last word parent, this technique is for you. Your teen will outlast word you every single time. There is no outlast wording a teen. They are creative, they are persistent, and they will just keep on going. They're like the Energizer Bunny. I mean, this fight could go on forever as far as they're concerned. They don't walk away with that pit in the stomach feeling that you do after you've had a fight. And the other thing is that when you guys get into a fight, your job really is to model what is a good way to resolve a conflict. And if they begin to learn that the way we resolve conflicts in this family is by arguing back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, they're going to take that method of arguing into all of their relationships, not just with you. They'll do it with their friends, they'll do it with their partners, and you don't want to propagate that kind of a method of resolving conflict. So here's what you can do. Now, this is not easy. This takes practice, especially if you want to have that last word, but, which is what you end up saying all the time. So here's how you handle that. You get into an argument, your teen says, yes, I will. You say, no, you won't. He says, yes, I will. You say, no, you won't. And now you're both out of control. So you're going to stop the action and you're going to say, calmly as you can, gritting your teeth, clenching your fists, whatever you need to do to calm yourself down and say, we are both out of control right now. We need to take a break. And at that point, you take a break. Don't expect your teen. Don't say, now get out of my face. I don't want to talk to you right now. You say, we're going to take a break. And you take the break. You turn around, you walk away, you get your dog, you go for a walk, you get in the car, you go for a cup of coffee. Do what you need to do to break the action. Now, sometimes that's very easy. You can just go to your room. You can, do what you're going to do. Other times, your kids are going to follow you around the house because they want the answer. They want to wear you down. They want to get you to the point where you go, fine, I don't do it. I don't care, because you can't take it anymore. So what you're going to do in those situations, if you've got what I call the follower, then you're going to stand right in front of them and you're going to say, you know what, honey, I think I'm going And that means, I think I'm going to start taking my clothes off in here, and you start to disrobe, your kid will run for the hills. No kid wants to see a naked parent. So if you have to go to an extreme, and I've had parents who have called me back and said, thank you, Joni. I did take the shower, not with my kid in the bathroom, but that was enough to stop the action and get them out of my face. And that's really, so you have to do whatever you can do to get them out of your face, but not by getting out of control. The trick here is that you stay calm. So you take your 15 minutes, you take your half an hour, whatever you need to do to calm yourself down, and then you go into their room in as calm a manner as you can, and you say, you know what, I would like to hear what you have to say now. When you give your teen the opportunity to speak first, they're not going to say crazy, outlandish things, because right now they're not feeling like you're not listening or pushing them up against a wall. And that's when kids tend to say the craziest things, when you've given a knee-jerk reaction, no, and now they feel like they have to defend, what it is that they want. This way you're saying, tell me, I want to hear what you have to say. You might hear something new. Okay, you might hear something new. Maybe now that they're not demanding and they've had a little time to cool off, they might actually have a decent plan that you can work with. Or maybe not. Maybe it's still going to be a no, and you've listened to everything they've had to say, and then you say, that was a good argument. I appreciate you taking the time to really explain this to me, but it's still a no, and here's why. Understand that, again, your kid is going to get frustrated, and then you can go back to fighting rule number 2, where you just go to the, I know you're frustrated, I know it's not the answer you wanted, I'm really sorry. That's the end. The final fourth is the fight that has, you haven't even done anything yet, but your child has really gotten out of control. They have now crossed the line. It's not just I want to do that and you won't let me, and that kind of thing. They've said something really mean. Maybe they've said, I hate you. Maybe they've said, fuck you. Maybe they really have crossed the line, and you at that point are ready to, you stick the finger in the face and you go, talk to me that way, and I don't want to, you'll never get out, you'll never be grounded for life, and I'm taking your phone, I'm taking your computer, and you just completely lose it, okay? Here, this is for you. So your teen has crossed the line. They have said something really, really awful to you. And what I want you to do is look as though you've literally been hit in the face. Wow. And you're going to use what I call the wow factor. Wow. I can't believe you just said that to me. In that tone of voice. You're not yelling, because your teen knows that they have crossed the line. But once you get all out of control, then they feel like they don't really have to answer for anything, because then that fight is back again, and they don't have to really deal with the fact that they've said something horrible to you. You stop, I can't believe you said that, and then you walk away. Okay? You completely disengage. Not one more word. Not, I don't want to hear that out of your mouth. Nothing. I can't believe you just said that to me. You turn around, you walk away, you're done. You are totally done. This is not one of those times you go back into their room and say you want to process it. You leave it be until part 2. And here's part 2. At some point, your teen is going to come back to you, because now they've forgotten about the fight, because that's what happens. They've moved on. They've got something else going on in their life. But you are sitting with that hurt and that amount of disrespect. So they're going to come back to you at some point. Maybe it's that night. Maybe it's on Saturday. This is a Friday, and this might be on Saturday. They're going to come to you and you say, hey, Mom, can you drive me to the mall? Or, hey, I need $10 to go to the movies with my friends. Or, gee, can you drive me to school? I got a lot of stuff to carry. Something out of the, now again, we're not talking about when they come in, are we having dinner? You're not going to take food away from them. You're going to give your normal parenting help to them. But this is the above and beyond things that they come to you for 1,000,000 times a day. And you're going to say, I would have. You're not going to say, you think I'm going to do a favor for you after you just treated me like crap? No, you're not going to do that. Okay? Then the fight starts all over again. I didn't speak to you anyway. You just calmly say, I would have loved to have done that. I would have loved to have driven you to school this morning. I would have loved to have taken you to the mall or dropped you off at a friend's house. But after the way you spoke to me last night, when you said, and say back to them what they said, when you said, I hate you, when you said, fuck you, when they have said something really horrible, I don't really feel like doing something for right now. I really need to get over this. And what you're really saying is relationships are reciprocal. And when people treat you with disrespect, then you don't really feel like going out of your way to do something extra. So I hope these 4 ways have been helpful to you.